Well, hello YouTube. Here we are with a bit of a video. Well, in front of us here we have a Samsung Blu-ray player, model BD-J4500R. After many years of use, my old Blu-ray player finally quit, so I decided to replace it. However, I went down to the electronics store and wasn't happy with some of the prices I seen. That included features in Blu-ray players that I really don't use. So I shopped around a bit and I found, well, this one here. This one here essentially is just a standard Blu-ray / DVD player. Doesn't have all the fancy things like Netflix or Wi-Fi or all that unneeded things that I actually never used. So why pay the extra for features that you're really never going to use? Well, taking a tour around the box, right here on the front, obviously you have, well, the website up here, Samsung logo, kind of what it is. Some of the features, you know, Energy Star appliance, disc to USB, connect and share movie, and multi-code for the feature. Around the side of the box kind of gives you an idea what the player looks like here. You got the flap that folds down, or the door tray. You have the control on-off stuff buttons over here. Looks like there's a USB port there. This side just kind of tells you what it is for a shelf label. And another side kind of like the first side. So of course, let's get to the moment that, well, you guys are all waiting for. Let's cut her on open and see what it looks like. So, popping her on open, get a first look at the Blu-ray player. And like I said, you know, I didn't want anything that was super fancy. And I have a feeling I got probably exactly what I was looking for. Your standard Samsung remote, similar to the one that I had that this one's replacing. Got your instruction book. Your player itself even comes with a starter set of batteries. Well, right off the bat, I will say it's probably about 6 inches or so shorter than the other one, the one that's replacing is. As well as still got the same Samsung type of finish. You have your buttons up top here. Looks like there's the power, the play, and the pause feature, which is nice. Some of the other ones I looked at didn't even have these buttons in the front of it. Some of the information here is it is a tray type, not a carousel. Essentially the carousel, you know, would hold 4 or 5 discs and it kind of spins, where the tray type slides in or on out. It will not play 3D Blu-rays. It will play DVDs, will play CDs, will play VCDs, and of course will play your Blu-rays as well. Video decoding format is MPEG and a JPEG. Features BD-wise. Does not feature screen mirroring or dual core processing. It does have a quick start mode, which is 0.5 of a second. And it is a full screen player. Does not allow remote applications, does not have web browsing capabilities. It will rip CDs, and it does support disc to USB function. You can't link it up with multi-rooms to play a movie on another TV. Again, it does not have Wi-Fi, will not connect to Ethernet cable, and all that good stuff. Product weight is 1.1 kilograms. Now it said it's an Energy Star appliance. So standby is 0.4 watts, operating is 9.8 watt, and rating voltage is 120 volts. Uses your standard American or Canadian plug. I imagine if you guys in your corner of the world probably has players that play using your guys' standard plugs as well. Does not include an HDMI cable, which is a little bit on the downer side, but if you're using it to replace an old one, then well, you don't really need an HDMI cable. So of course, let's have a look at the remote here. Pop her on open, inserting your batteries in her. Anybody ever heard of Bexal batteries? I have never heard of them before. I forget if the old Samsung player used Bexal or not, but I guess it is what it is. So once the batteries are in, positive to positive, negative to negative, just like doing every other well, battery powered device. Put the cover back on, and then your remote is, well, fully functioning. One thing I will say is it does not come with an HDMI cable, so if you're doing a first time hookup, you would have to pick up an HDMI cable from your store. If you do not have an HDMI cable, then there is no other way for you to hook this here player up. So taking a tour around, nice smooth metal side here. Your front display, this is your disc tray where it slides on out. Got your buttons here. Got a play, pause, and power. Your USB stick here. Your USB port here. Another metal side here and the back. Now in the past we're used to players that have, you know, a coaxial jack, or, you know, the AVI in or out, you know, the 3 color jacks there, and various other like Ethernet and surround sound hookups. But all this one has is a simple one touch, all this one has is a simple HDMI out. So guys, let's go hook this baby up and well, see if we can get her to work. Okay guys, so here we go. Got the DVD player all hooked up to the TV. The next step is setup and all that. I wasn't 100% sure if this thing was even plugged in or turned on correctly, because there is no display or light on the front of the machine to say whether it was powered on or not. So once I plugged her on in, it goes automatically to the setup screen. So scrolling up and down, set up, you know, whatever language is that you speak. Looks like there's a lot to choose from. Once you found your language, hit OK. Now you got 16 by 9, 16 by 9 full, 4 by 3 letterbox, 4 by 3 pan scan. So I will go with 16 by 9 original, and it says initial setup complete. Now it looks like you have some options here. You can play disc. Well, there's no disc in the machine. And using your arrows on the remote, you can select through various menus here. And using the arrows on your remote, you can select through. Looks like if you had a USB drive hooked up, then you could select and go through things like that. But because we don't have a USB hooked up, and as you see there, when you go down to change device, there is no disk or USB drive in the machine, so all that stuff there is not accessible. So of course, going back up to the disk, it says please insert disk. Now there is a button on the machine itself to make the drawer open. The button that I thought was a play button is actually the eject button. So pretty much guys, as you see, the Blu-ray player is empty. There is no display. So we'll hit the button, and as you see, the tray opens. It's a little bit dark, but I guess it is what it is. So we'll stick in a Blu-ray and, well, give her a close on up. Now with my old machine, I never pushed on the drawer. I always let the, well, machine do the work. Depending on the capabilities of your player, you may experience delays of 2 to 3 minutes when the contents of this disc loads during the time. Screen may be blank. Contact to make sure your firmware is correct. Okay, so guys, I actually found a eject button on the remote. If you look here in the top left hand corner, I'll press it again, and the disc, well, goes back in. You press it again, and then, well, it opens. That one there is kind of handy, especially if you have somebody that will change the movie for you. That most definitely is, well, great to have. Now unfortunately I cannot show you the movie playing and all that good stuff because of the way the copyright things are. But pretty much you put the disc in and, well, it auto plays immediately, goes right to the wonderful previews or the disc menu itself. You select play and then the disc plays. The other Blu-ray player that I had, you had to go through and decide whether you're going to play Netflix or various other nonsense before you actually got to the disc menu itself. But pretty much, guys, of course, we come to the end of this here video where we unboxed the Samsung Blu-ray player. Check back in the future. We will do a follow-up video on this here player, how well it lasts, if I am still happy with the device in the future. I do understand, and you guys should understand, that this is not a fancy Blu-ray player with Wi-Fi, Netflix, all that unnecessary stuff. This is just your simple Blu-ray DVD player. Not a lot of fanciness, not a lot of bells and whistles, just to get the job done, and that's it. But thanks for coming along on this little video journey, and as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's World. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.